Hello, for those of you who might be new here, my name's Ethan. Make sure to check out my website, ethanwrenn.com. From there you can find links to all my various socials. I like creating content on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Reddit, Twitter. So wherever you might be seeing this, make sure to follow or subscribe if you'd like to get notified when we go live next. On my website, I have a blog. As you can see here, if you go to my website, ethanwrenn.com, click this blog button at the top of every page. You'll be brought to a page where you can select from a plethora of different articles, whether they be about investing, gaming, technology, like sneaker releases, fashion, things like that. A bunch of the different topics that we cover in our Discord as well, so make sure to join the Discord. Also, while you're on my website, at the bottom right-hand corner of every page, as you can see right here, there's a little Discord logo. This will allow you to interact and use my Discord in its entirety without even making an account, without downloading anything, without signing in. If you just click it, you're able to view it. If you click the little hamburger menu at the top left, you can sift through every channel as you see fit. If there's a picture you find interesting, you can click it, and then there's an open original text. If you click there, you can get the full-size picture. Let's say like you go to Stockbot chart channels, click on the bullish charts if you want to see what we've been investing in potentially. Click on a chart, open original, full-size chart for you to look at. And again, just like an example to kind of see what the website looks like. At the top, you have like an intro, you have a bunch of information pertaining to a potential electronically traded product that we've covered here on the channel. Every page has its own unique video to coincide with it, covering the same material. And at the very bottom, you're actually able to leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Let me know how I can improve. If there's something you would like me to cover, I'm more than open to it. Just, ask at any time. And I'd really appreciate the feedback. So what are we going to be doing next? Not sure if you knew, but if you actually go to someone's YouTube channel, like their channel, right? You go to their channel, and then at the top right, right next to the about, there's actually a search box, right? Like you can search for things on people's channel and it will pull up a bunch of information based on the keywords you type in from that user's specific channel. Not this search box, but this search box that's on your YouTube profile. So for example, you could type in the symbol of your favorite company and you can see every video we've ever done on that company. I have just about 700 videos now, so there's a high likelihood that I've covered a symbol that you're interested in. And as you can see, we've covered Microsoft multiple times here, once 7 months ago and once on October 5th, 2021. Let's see what I had to say about Microsoft starting as far back as October 5th, 2021. If you guys just watched the XLK thing, it might be a little similar. And I'm going to try and make this go a lot quicker. We spent too much time covering XLK there. So here we have Microsoft. Microsoft, I don't really like doing technical analysis on it. But let's see what we can do here. As you can see, it follows the weekly quite closely. Now, just right off rip, one of the first things I have to say is I don't really like doing technical analysis on a company like Microsoft. Why is that? Because this company has extreme signs of parabolic and exponential growth over long periods of time, which is something we've been talking about a lot in today's stream. Look. As you can see, ever since inception, Microsoft has been on this huge tear. You would not call this a price channel. You would not even say support and resistance. You just would not want to be caught on the wrong side of this thing. You definitely want to be trading with the trend on something like Microsoft. Zooming in a little bit closer. Here's the RSI, for example. Let's look at the RSI. Here's another example of an RSI on something that has shown extreme parabolic exponential signs of growth over long periods of time. And when I say long periods, I mean like 10 decades, right? So Here's an example of the RSI being oversold and touching the 30. On a symbol like Microsoft, it is quite rare that it is ever in this oversold territory as represented by an RSI because it's growing at such a rapid rate. So you should not be taking it for granted when you do see these times where markets are a little oversold and you're able to get into some of the most high quality assets that the market has to offer that are typically never on sale. You'll look at 20 years of price history and their RSI only ever dips down to the 30, maybe like 5, 6, 7 times. So as you can see, the last time in this video, based on what we're looking at here, where the RSI touched the 30 was in March 2020. It probably took January, February, April, May, June, 3 months for the RSI to recover all the way from the 30 back up to the 70. But it didn't come back down. It did not come back down. It went from the 30 on the RSI all the way up to the 70 in 3 months and then proceeded to run for as much as 600 to 700 consecutive days. If you would have entered into a short here, you would have just been out of the money for over 2 years. In fact, based on its current price point, spoilers, you would have never been in the money on a short against Microsoft like this because it just grows so rapidly. Trade with the trend. Things that are growing exponentially like this use dips in like their value or their RSI as entry points. Just because in a company like this that's growing so rapidly and exponentially, an oversold RSI is definitely a buy, but an overbought RSI does not equal a good sell, right? As you can see here, this RSI just gets glued to that 50 to 70 range for years at a time, and it just stays there. The RSI comes up, it stays between that 50 and that 70 range for years. Years, guys. Years, not weeks, not months, multiple consecutive years. And it's only very rarely and only for maybe a few months tops that it's ever presenting a nice entry where that RSI is at that 30, right? All right, so if you're new here, my name's Ethan. Make sure to visit my website, ethanwrenn.com. From there, you can see all my various social medias. Make sure to join the Discord. You can also buy a shirt while you're there. Make sure to check all that out. Right now, we're looking at Microsoft. Now, on a technical level, there isn't really too much to say about Microsoft. Kind of has some exponential growth going here. 2018, they had a profit margin of 15.0. 2019, they had a profit margin of 31.2. In 2020, they had a profit margin of 30.96. And in 2021, they had a profit margin of 36.45. Dividend yield 0.86, very minuscule but better than zero. Market cap 2.18 trillion with a T, guys. We're talking trillions now. That's really high. I just stay out of its way for the most part. It's kind of hard to time an entry in it. If you really, for some reason, wanted to be involved in Microsoft, the 20 moving average on the weekly chart seems to behave very well, favorably. So you could look at it there. That would be your ideal entry. If it starts breaking below the weekly 20 moving average, you could see it dip as low as 200 flat, I'd say. So here I'm at. I'm saying it's a little bit over what I would want to pay for it. I'm saying, as you quite clearly, the weekly, make sure you always keep in mind the time frame. It's right up here next to the symbol. The WE means every candle here represents 1 week of time. And as you can quite clearly see, the weekly 20 tends to act as a support for a symbol like Microsoft. For what is over 7 years being represented by this chart, it tends to use that weekly 20 as a support consistently for what, 7+ years is being represented right here in front of us. And then I'm saying if it were to ever break below that weekly 20, you would potentially want to get in on that weekly 180. That would be like your peakest of entries, your best of entries into a great company like Microsoft. Microsoft is one of the biggest success stories to come out of the US economies ever. It's one of the biggest companies in the entire world at the time of making this video, a $2.12 trillion company with a T. This isn't no penny stock being pushed around. This isn't no Roblox. This isn't no Playboy. This is Microsoft, guys. A lot of strings have to be pulled to make things move when we're talking in trillions. It really isn't too much to write. Like, I can put a Fibonacci circle on the screen, but I don't really need to here. Let's go on to the next ticker. I just want to make sure we cover it since we might be covering Apple. I'm not sure yet. So there you pretty much have it for that video. Again, stating it's a bit overvalued. Your best entry would potentially be that weekly 180 moving average if that were to ever present itself. It's currently not presenting that entry, so I can't really recommend it at this price point. Let's move a little bit into the future. Our second video we made about Microsoft. Again, I wasn't babysitting you guys every day. I'm not waking up sending you a text every morning at 9:30 like how are you doing, sweetie? No. We make one video at the top. One video at the top. Hello, I'm back. My name is top left. And one video at the bottom. Seamless. Clock in. Once every other year, you're good to go. How did he do that? Let's put these side by side here for you. It would be one thing if this is just, a one-off and I'm just showing you. But we've already shown 2 examples of this being done in a singular stream. And I have a whole YouTube channel stacked of this type of content. We have a whole playlist dedicated to that time we shorted, which is literally this type content, showing you the before and the after, right? So from a price point of $283, very well, favorably. So you could look at it there. That would be your ideal entry. If it starts breaking below the weekly, weekly 180 moving average, you could see it dip as low as 200 flat. I don't think it gets much closer than that, guys. I really don't think it gets much closer than that. It's a company like Microsoft. Just look at this chart. It's a multi-trillion-dollar company. The last time it had touched the weekly 180 moving average, farther back than 2015. How would I have known that this weekly 20 support was on the verge of breaking? How would I have known that this was the time? I could have made the video maybe here in this candle when the RSI was peaking. I could have made it here in this handle when the RSI was peaking and it was at a recent all-time high. But no, directly at the top. And we had a direct short right into the weekly 180 moving average. It's not a coincidence. Things in the market are not random. Nothing is random in this game. Trillions of dollars, guys. Views clearly do not matter in this game. Clearly do not matter. And you'll see the W. That stands for weekly. That means every one of these candles, the green and red things, views on represents one week of time. We typically trade on monthly and weekly charts. 6 views on that first video. The second one got 130, though. That's pretty good. We're really moving up in the world. What else does this company have going for it? Dividend yield, 1.23%. Pretty good. The U.S. national average for a singular company is like, let's say 3%. So this is a little bit below that. The S&P offers maybe like a 1.4, 1.5, and the NASDAQ offers like a 0.69. So it's kind of like right in between those.